Okay, this is a video that's going to show you the conceptual overview of how to do the digitising for the field boundaries within Tizo. So what we've got here is the web mapping service from Warwickshire County Council, and this blank vector file that we created doesn't currently have any information in it. So we'll zoom into the Tizo area, which I believe is somewhere just around here. Okay, that's Tizo. Fantastic. So what we're going to do is zoom out a little bit. Let's put it, say, at a scale of, so 100,000. So here's Tizo, and we're going to digitize some arbitrary parish boundary. So we've started, we flagged that we're going to start editing. You can tell it's editing because it's got its pencil line in there, and we're going to create a new feature around Tizo. So this is, for the sake of argument, our arbitrary parish boundary for Tizo. You use your left click to digitize the nodes as you're going around. You right click to tell it you're finished. It then says, do you want to add in an identifier for this? And currently we don't. It's come in this color, whatever color that is, and we can now save it and then toggle off editing. We have now saved this. We now have added a feature to our shapefile. We can take that feature, double clicking onto the layer itself brings up the properties box, so we can change the way that polygon is represented. So let's put that up here. So if we apply this now, you'll see that it's now all dotted. We can change the transparency so you can start to see stuff that's underneath. That is particularly useful. We can change the way that the whole symbolization is done. So again, we can apply this here. So let's change this from a fill into a, where am I? That's it. From a simple fill into a simple outline, where all you do is you just choose the style of line that you want and the thickness of the pen. So now we're seeing that we've got a very thick outline, but we can see exactly what's going on inside of it. That's brilliant. But what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll choose something nice and simple with a little bit of transparency on it. Actually a little bit more transparency so we can see what's going on underneath. Now we've got this saved, which is brilliant. What we're going to do now is to look at the kind of technique we're going to use for digitizing the fields. Now as you can see, as you get in, we have fields running within this polygon, and what we're going to do is a kind of subtractive approach to digitizing. We're going to nibble these things out on a field by field basis. So first of all, we want to look at our settings. We're going to be changing these so we can start to snap some of our settings. And what snapping means is that when your cursor is close to objects that you're interested in, it'll automatically get pulled towards it. And so what we need to do is set the tolerance for when this pulling happens. And so for that tolerance to mean anything, we need to know our units. So we'll be working in pixels, because it means that no matter what scale we look at, The pixel resolution will ultimately always be the same, so it ties in with where you digitize, and we have a tolerance of 5. Ultimately, you choose what suits you, but I've found 5 to be useful for me. You could do this based upon the underlying accuracy of the data, so that would be where you'd use the map units, which would then end up being in meters with the projection that we're in. But the choice is yours. You find out what is comfortable and suitable for you. So we've set up our tolerance. Now we start doing our digitizing. Now we turn on our editing, and now what we're going to do is to split the feature. And we're going to split the feature based upon some arbitrary field boundary that we're seeing. In fact, we can look at kind of some big feature that we have over here. So there is a big landscape feature that runs all the way down here. So let's start. Boom. And when you finish, you right click. And likewise, you could carry that on here. Now, do you notice here, inside the cursor, the color is changing? That means that it's starting to snap onto this feature. So